Hey Winston, how you doing today, buddy?
Pretty good, Ron. Pretty
So,
good.
what's your name?
Winston, Mississippi.
How old are you, Winston?
52.
52.
Yep.
So, where'd you grow up?
I was born in Miami. Grew up in South Georgia, Detroit, Michigan, a little bit overseas for a little while, and then back to Georgia and Kentucky, and back down to Georgia or Florida again.
So you've been around a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
How you like South Georgia?
I love it, man. It's cool. Yeah, it's got hurry up and wait, man. Sometimes, but you know what? I like that pace sometimes. Yeah.
There you go. There
It
you
gets
go.
done, but it gets done right. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I got a couple of questions for you. Sorry about the shaky camera here. I got a couple of questions.
Sorry about the shaky
What's
answer.
what's your thoughts on education these days and CRT, critical race theory?
I found out some facts about critical race theory earlier, not too long ago. And
I just want to tell you up front, we're going to try to keep this to 15 minutes or so. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I found out some really disturbing stuff about it. If anything, it's erasing history and distorting it. And I think I was taught the Civil War in South Georgia in Quitman, and I had one of the greatest history teachers I ever had. And we had this one book. It was just about Georgia and its roles, and all the battles and everything. I learned so much, and he never left anything out. You know, he put the ugly stuff in there too. So I mean, what? And you know, we all just sat there and learned. What was the problem? There was no blaming. There was no. I mean, everybody was like looking at each other, going, "Man, I can't believe we did that crap back then." You know,
But what's your thoughts on
I don't think
critical race theory being taught in schools
it
today?
should not be forced or anything like that. These unions that are trying to force it, I agree with President Trump. He's been saying that if he gets reelected, he will refuse to give funds to any schools higher up or you know, all the way down to kindergarten.
And you're
They
okay
use
with that?
Bro, yes.
You're okay with it?
Yes.
Okay.
We all
Another subject that's kind of on the same in the same wheelhouse.
Yes.
What's your thought about, you remember back when all these they called it peaceful protesting, but it was more like rioting and tearing statues down
People
and
died.
and what would you call what's going on then, and what's your thoughts about that?
Well, to sum that one up, I don't know if everybody's seen it, but the news broadcast where the guy's going reporting on it, and I think he was a African American guy, no problem there, but he was covering the march, the peaceful protest, and over his shoulder it shows straight up 30 feet off the police station, flames. And people just, beating each other up behind him and everything. In the meantime, he's going, peaceful protest. And then you've got the vice president going, oh, don't worry, we got bail money ready for you. I mean, no way. No
Right.
way. It wouldn't be tolerated anyway. In any way, shape, or form from the right. We shouldn't tolerate it from the left. I think they've got, carte blanche to,
Right.
That was a summer of terror for some people.
All right, well, another question, kind of on the same topic. Do you feel like the country is more divided, less divided, about the same than it was when we were growing up in the '80s? Let's hear your opinion on that.
It's
And if whatever you think or feel about this subject, can you back it up with why?
Yes. It all started with Obama. I voted for
What
Obama.
started?
The division.
The division?
The planning of the division. He promised the world.
So you feel that this country's divided?
Oh, absolutely.
How are we divided?
It's evolved from being from black to white to left and right. It's the extreme. Or each is called the extreme. One can, and the other. But it started with that, and
So you think it's more about Democrats and Republicans, or you think it's about black versus white?
When
Or-
when Obama got elected, he distorted all that because nobody knew what to do, and they automatically, the black community expected him to do a great job for them. He did nothing. He was the most horrible president ever, I thought, until this guy stepped in. Anyway,
So why do you feel like the country's divided?
well, it started with race, and then it went Democrat and Republican real quick because when Obama's term was done, it was Hillary versus Trump, really, out of nowhere. Nobody knew. Nobody even thought he had a chance. And I thought he did because I didn't like Hillary. I had problems with her and her family and all that. And anyway, I voted for Trump because I was like, you know what, a businessman might be just what we need. He knows the art of the deal. You know, hey, give him a shot.
You know, this is you already talked about Trump, and this was a little further down my list. But since you brought up Trump, let's switch it back a little bit.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on our president today, President Biden?
He has done since day one. He signed our oil away. He signed. I mean, he's ruined this country on every level.
Such as what?
And I could care less whether he's a Democrat or
What
Republican.
what has he ruined?
Oh, the border, our safety, fentanyl is just pouring in this country. The basically the cartels are running whatever they want to, wherever they want to. You got missing children. I think the last count was 85,000. They keep on crying about Trump with the gates inside the facilities, keeping kids in there. Well, that actually started with Obama. Trump just used them, and now Biden's using them. And they don't want to show that on camera.
All right, so immigration. What else? Or is that it?
Crazy. Yeah.
Is that it?
No. Bidenomics is crap. It doesn't even have an ending to it mathematically, except for bad things. Everything he's done has seemed deliberate. It's just rolling.
What's he done deliberate?
Well, throwing this the trans problems into schools, putting it in everybody's face. I had no problem with trans people. I really don't.
That
know.
was further down my list, but go ahead.
Damn, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
But that's part of his policies, you know, the far left. And then you've got the squad part, you know. They're actually sitting in Congress, or United States Congress right now, and screaming anti-Semitism stuff. Okay? That's the stuff that they accused that white supremacists all are MAGAs, you know, MAGA Republicans. And you haven't heard a word out of them the whole time. Biden's been in, you know, I haven't heard any, you know.
What's your opinion on?
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. There's so much to say.
What's your opinion on Trump? Good and bad, and MAGA, whatever.
Bad. He needs to quit tweeting every damn thing. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Just have some. That's the only problem I got with him. Really, I don't really see anything else. He needs to watch his shady stuff because, you know, there's the classified papers, man. That was, you know, bad.
What about all these lawsuits he's
He seems to be
confronted
rolling
with right
through
now?
them. Latest I heard
Do
is
you think there's any truth in it, or do you think it's actually political interference?
I think.
Or what's your thoughts on
there
it?
may be a hint of truth. I think the big thing was at one point was right now he's in Atlanta. I think is the one he's being charged with trying to overthrow the election and returns. And all he did was talk about the fact that it was rigged, and he brought that up several times. Well, if you go back when Hillary first lost to him in 2016, every Republican in the whole place was screaming that's not my president. It's a fake, fraudulent election. So I mean, but none of them are going to jail.
So the Democrats, you're basically saying that the
They
Democrats
weaponize, yes.
can complain about the votes, but the Republicans
They're
can't.
saying it's unconstitutional.
Okay, so, all right, now, on that same note, Trump says that the election was rigged, and that he actually won the election, and that the Democrats cheated. What's your thoughts on that?
All I can say is when I went to bed at about 11 o'clock that night and stopped watching the results, he was winning. Trump was. But apparently 26 counties in, I think it was a couple of states, all rallied at the same time and came up with something like 8 million votes in 26 counties. Rural counties. Okay.
Rigged or not rigged? Rigged or not rigged?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would not trust another election if as far as I can throw it.
All right, so what's your thoughts on energy?
Energy. We are...
Electricity, gas, oil, all that energy.
Okay, when you get forced to drive a electric car, do you know what it charges with? A coal-burning energy producer. The same one that handles our grid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, doesn't make sense. I don't believe. I don't have no problem with electric cars. Refine them, get them affordable, everything.
Do
Great.
you think it should be mandatory we get away from gasoline
No,
and
no, no,
diesel
absolutely
and
not.
get onto electric cars?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. What's your thoughts on global warming and the Green New Deal?
It is not a crisis. We are all going at the same pace we were, and no matter what we've done, our country wise.
Now, there are some people that will strongly disagree with you and say that global warming is our biggest issue with this country and the world.
It's the least of our worries right now. That's a turtle going to a destination. The rabbits are all running around him, and these are the ones that are hitting us in the face. Inflation.
So what's the reason?
wars.
So then, what's the reason for all the Green New Deal? If there's really, if you feel that there's really no global warming, what's the reasoning
It's a
for the Green New Deal?
It's their mantra. It's a panic thing. I don't really understand. I can't get behind. I mean, I care about the planet and everything, but we're not going at a better pace than ever. And as long as China and India do what they're going to do without any regulation, we're running up against a brick wall.
Okay, immigration.
Immigration.
What's your thoughts on immigration? They say there's approximately 8 million people that have crossed the border. Do you think that number's accurate, inaccurate?
I think it's much higher, probably. The problem I have is nobody was vetted, really. Nobody was tested for COVID. Nobody was tested for other diseases, whatever it could be bringing in.
Is it okay for these people to come to the country?
At this point, what are you going to do? I mean, I have no problem with the actual people. They probably paid and suffered and did what they had to do. I mean, rape, they got, whatever, beaten. It was crap.
So it's okay to have open borders?
Well, at this point, no. We have to close it. We have to close it, but...
Why?
As far as the people that are here now, what are we going to do? We've got some people that are still waiting on green cards. That's a long process. These people just got money and went where they wanted to. I just don't understand.
So Trump built this wall.
Yeah.
And then what happened from there?
Oh, well, day one, they opened. They cut the locks. Everything.
Day one of what?
Of Biden's administration. I mean, everything. He took down all the executive ordered all the Trump rules about the border, everything he passed toward it, to securing it the best it's ever been secured. Matter of fact, people were trickling in at a good rate. We could handle it, right?
So why do you feel that he did that, and what do you think was the motivation behind it?
Biden? Oh, it's for voters. He wanted voters.
Voters?
Yep.
So you don't think it was lack of workers for the economy?
What, they're going to destroy the economy, actually. I mean, great to have farm workers and stuff, and maybe some intelligent people that work to higher jobs, but now you're going to flood the market for the people that are going to jobs now, and entry-level positions are offering a great salary, maybe.
How do you think that's going to...
But they want 3 to 5 years of experience on an entry-level job.
The illegal immigrants coming to the country, they're getting jobs.
Yes.
Whose jobs are they getting? I mean... Is it going to take away from white people? Is it going to take away from the black community? Is it going to take away from the Asian community?
It's going to take away from the school
Which
system.
community do you feel like is going to get hit the
This is bogging
worst?
down every system in every city that it's going to.
Right.
It's going to every help that the state or the city can give you is bogged down. The food banks. Everything, every aspect of life.
So, talking about executive orders, from what I understand, President Biden, he had an issue with, there was a pipeline coming from Canada down through here. What was that called? You remember?
Oh, God. There's a couple of pipelines. I can't remember the name exactly, but I know what you're talking about, yes. He had shut that down day one, yeah.
Why? Why do you think he did that?
He said something about it during his campaign. There will be no more fracking, no more drilling, as long as I'm in here. Yeah, he was right. Yeah, it was deliberate. Now.
So is this all part of the Green New Deal or global warming, or what's this about?
Don't get me started on that. It's part of a plan, because apparently now we're bombing Iran actively. We're bombing, which is going to be our main oil source, because some people have walked away from us, and now you got the.
So we need Iran for oil?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
We need Iran for oil. Okay.
Yeah, they're about one of the only ones that will deal with us at this
point.
Okay.
I had gender identity on my list, but you already hit that topic. Last question: artificial intelligence.
That's scary. I actually dabbled in that a little bit just to get my feet wet, and it's pretty amazing. But on the level I was doing, it was just art. So it's scary on that level even, because you can do. You thought the world was bad and questionable when Photoshop came out, and the things you could do with it. This is Photoshop on steroids plus.
What's good about
million.
artificial intelligence, and what's bad about artificial intelligence?
I see that I could see intelligent robots working in industry and maybe even higher up in.
But it's not about robots. It's about a computer software.
Well,
It's not about necessarily hardware. It's software.
the learning process of those things is just I don't even understand it, man. I say in about 2 weeks they can gain a vocabulary of the world, languages, learn how to write the.
Do you feel that artificial intelligence, Elon Musk said, in his words, that artificial intelligence is more dangerous and a bigger threat to humanity than nuclear weapons? Do you
Yes.
agree or disagree with that?
I agree.
You do?
I don't see the do no harm protocol lasting too long.
You think there should be regulations on
gonna
artificial
be- it's
intelligence,
gonna
like
sell-
government regulations, or
It's too late.
just let it
already.
go? Or
It's too late. It learns at a pace now. It's been around pretty thickly for like 3 years now, at least. And whereas movie industry, even Amazon's about to hire a bunch of the robots to fire their people. It's the artificial intelligence sorting packages and all that. Yeah. He's already ordered like 80,000 of them, I think, to spread throughout his factories or ordered, places, the warehouses. Anyway, no, it scares the hell out of me because they will sell valuable lives. If I've ever read any novel from the space with the robots and all that, yeah. Oh no, it's written all over the place.
okay, last question,
Yeah.
very last question. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Tell me
How
why.
arrogant,
Tell me why.
I believe in God too. So how arrogant would I be if I didn't believe that if I believed that we're the only thing in the universe that goes? I mean, this universe is infinite, man. I mean, they're finding stuff with these, the space probes and all, taking pictures. I mean, just amazing stuff. I'm surprised. I think they were more visible back in like maybe Egyptian times. I think they were more visible and interacted more.
Do you think that had anything to do with building the pyramids
Oh,
and all the
yes,
things
yes,
like
absolutely. Yes. Why not? I mean, and plus, if you ever watch the movie Stargate, it kind of makes sense, man. Look, yeah.
Right.
I may put the mark on just in case. I'm just joking.
Right.
I just like the Egyptian stuff. But
Any other thing you'd like to add before closing?
we're going into World War III, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. We're going into World War III.
Yes. Yeah, before the end of the year, I don't. A matter of fact, I'll predict there's
All
not
right.
going to be an election.
So, what's your thoughts on Ukraine and Israel?
Ukraine just stated that they're going to have to drag this out. Whatever that means, I don't know. It's just.
Do you think they have a chance of winning this war with Russia?
No. And they don't deserve to. Ukraine is a very. They're not a democratic society. They arrest Christian priests on a daily basis. They're pretty much Nazis when you get down to it. Okay, true Nazis. They're descendants.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of Nazis, that's what they say Hamas is going about the situation with Hamas. What's your opinions there?
I have to support Israel, okay? Palestine is not even a thing. Palestinians are not a thing. It didn't exist before 1947 when whatever treaties were signed and this happened. They provide the infrastructure, the Jewish people. They provide the infrastructure, but they keep on electing Hamas people to lead the Palestine side of the thing. So they're a known terrorist organization funded by freaking Iran. The number one terrorist country funder. I don't see how you can cheer for Hamas at all. I mean, I understand they're not fighting for Palestinian rights, by the way. It has nothing to do with that. They want dead bodies to hold up in front of cameras of those people dying to be martyrs
Right.
for them.
So you're on Israel's side on this situation.
Absolutely. And I'm you know what? I thought it was the classiest thing in the world they did.
Right.
Get out. We're coming. We're going to turn this place into a parking lot.
Right.
You got such and such time. They give them extensions, dude.
I got
What?
you.
What? Oh, and Israel's being harsh and being terrorists.
Well, Winston, I'll tell you I just want to thank you for your time,
Yeah,
and you have a wonderful day.
my pleasure, man.
All right.